Hey there! My name is Veronica, and I'm currently on a mission to bring my tiny garden back to life. Follow along while I'm planting, cleaning, and repairing
This is just not working.
to turn this abandoned place into a green oasis in the center of a big city. Hi, welcome back to the garden. It is the most beautiful spring day today in Warsaw. And guys, spring in Warsaw is just something else. After 6 months of the most depressing winter you can imagine. Like in Warsaw, there's literally for 6 months, there's no sun, the sky is gray, the buildings are gray, everything is gray. It's just so depressing, so sad, and then all of a sudden you have this beautiful spring with like blue sky and mild temperatures, and life just explodes. Like all of a sudden one day there's like leaves and flowers and everything is just happening all in the same time. So it's a perfect day to do some gardening, and we'll be doing some planting today. One of my biggest issues with this garden is that it feels a little empty. And it started after I took down a polytunnel that was here. When I bought this garden, it had a gigantic polytunnel that was already in a pretty rough shape. It was quite rusted, and then 3 years ago a huge winter storm came through and ripped the plastic off. And after that I was like, it doesn't make sense to put a new plastic on top of it. I'm not using this polytunnel that much anyways, so it's just better to take it down. And after that the garden started feeling quite empty because it simply took so much space. Okay, let's go, let's get planting. We're starting right at the entrance to the garden where I have this flower bed. It's pretty small and currently quite crowded, so the plan is to make it bigger, space out the plants that are currently growing there, and add some new ones. First, I have to decide on how big the new bed is going to be, then remove all of the grass and get the soil ready for planting. Okay, I kind of like this shape, but it's gonna be pretty big. I'm not sure if I have enough plants to fill it all in. I actually had to remove quite a lot of grass from this spot, and initially I thought I'll just compost it, but I ended up using it in another garden project that I think can be seen as a little controversial. I'm sharing it later in this video, so stick around to see how I used it exactly. Then I'm removing all of the weeds and plants that I didn't really want growing in this bed. There was also quite a lot of volunteer plants that self-seeded. I've lifted them gently and replanted in other places in the garden. I'm adding some compost and using spare rocks as a border for this bed. It's actually not my favorite look, but it will work just fine for now. Despite of my previous worries that the new bed will be too big, it actually ended up being way too small. I had some extra plants that I've decided to put in the bed on the other side of the entrance. This bed was very overgrown, and it actually took me a good couple of hours to clean it up. It's another day of working in the garden. There's a couple of things I have to wrap up pretty urgently, especially that my family is coming over later today. So I don't have that much time. So we gotta go and finish what we have to finish. Let's go. This area here actually used to be a pond. When I bought this garden, it was extremely overgrown. There was barely any water in here, just a bunch of debris on the bottom. And yeah, we decided to get rid of it and basically flatten it out. But it was pretty deep. So for years, we were dropping here all of the sticks, leaves, all of the green waste from the garden. And now it's more or less level. It's still a little bit lower here than the rest of the garden, but it's fine. It's probably still going to settle even more. And this is not a very good quality of soil, because it's basically a bunch of sticks covered with very thin layer of soil. So I think what we're going to do today is put some additional soil in here, level it out a little bit more, place the grass transplants, put even more soil on top of it, water it in, and hope for the best. I don't have very high hopes related to this project, so if it doesn't work and the grass won't grow, not a big deal. I've actually been working in this area for a few days already, removing the weeds, getting rid of the bigger sticks, and bringing in more soil. I decided to give this method a try because grass transplants already have a developed root system and should have an easier time growing in this poor quality soil, especially considering that I won't be watering my new lawn regularly. Okay, all of the pieces of grass that I had are now laid down. I think now I'm gonna put some soil and then I'm gonna put some grass seeds all over this place. Okay, so this is pretty much done. The only thing that there is left to do is to water it really well, but there might be a little bit of a problem with that. So I have no idea how this actually happened, but yesterday I turned on the water and this thing just exploded. Look at it, the metal is all cracked. So we have to replace this entire valve, this entire part. Boję się, że całą tą rurę wyrwę. Ale rusza się, tylko bardzo opornie. Jeszcze gdyby ta palma tu nie rosła, to byłoby trochę łatwiej. No, poczekaj. Nie! This isn't easy. I don't know why, but I can't move it. I moved it a little bit, but now it's completely stuck. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm moving it in the wrong direction all the time. No. No way. No. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I was struggling to unscrew it for, I swear to god, 15 minutes. And I googled, and Google said turn left. So I was turning left. You were supposed to turn right. Okay, it's done. Let's install the new one. I have this ceiling kit. Ceiling kit. I have this ceiling kit, and it says apply a small amount of the ceiling compound on the external thread. What is external thread? Is this an external thread or is this an external thread? I'm assuming it's this one. And the linen, roll the linen flax fiber and smear the ceiling compound. Screw tight on the connection. Okay, that sounds pretty easy. I'm gonna make a tiny hole because I'm not gonna use all of it, and maybe I can use it another time. There's a lot of pipe issues in this garden, so it actually might come in handy. This feels like the right amount. Flax fibers. It's actually super funny that we're still using, there's so much technology around us, and we're still using flax fibers for the pipes. Can I test it right away, or do I need to wait for this to dry? Does not say. Okay, I'm assuming you have to let it dry for a little while, so let's wait a little bit before we test it. Okay, I still haven't tested it, but it looks really good, and I'm like kind of proud of myself. This is the first time ever I did any type of like plumbing job. It works! The sun is setting and I'm also ready to finish my day. I've been working in the garden for the past 4 days, and I'm tired. I'm quite exhausted. I did pretty much everything I had to do today, although it was kind of like a crazy rush because I had a family visiting as well. So a lot of stuff was happening. Thanks a lot for watching today, and see you next time.